Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin. I garden in Zone 6, Northwest Connecticut. So this has been a crazy July. I don't know about where you are, but we have had the most unbelievable thunderstorms, downpouring rain. I think we had 6 inches of rain yesterday alone. Plants are laying down all over the place. But one of the things that I do want to talk about that I've got to say have held up pretty well through the extreme heat and rain we've had in July is Chartreuse colored plants. So you can see right behind me my dawn redwood. I have those plants all over the yard. Now I'm going to kind of walk through each one individually inside just because the weather's been so iffy. I shot video or I shot pictures of all of these plants that I wanted to talk about, not knowing from one day to the next if I'm going to be able to get outside. If this is your first time watching me, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you'll continue to watch. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate all your support. It really does make a difference. Don't forget that link down in the underneath the video is a link to our Amazon store where we have a link to, things like the signs, the tags that I use for all my plants that go from year to year to year, and other products that we really like. So thank you in advance for watching, and let's talk about the chartreuse colored plants that are really performing with the extreme weather we've had this summer. My backyard is looking like a proven winner's nursery. I have a project, but my client is out of town for a few weeks, so we're not installing now for a couple of weeks, and I have so many plants and shrubs. The trees are already at her property, but you can see I've got plants absolutely everywhere between perennials and shrubs that we're just waiting to install. So hopefully I'll get to take you along for that project and show you when all this beautiful material goes in. Well, I'm going to take advantage of a break in the weather. It's clear blue right now. I think we're supposed to have rain again later, but so I wanted to see if I could get outside to do some of these chartreuse and yellow-green foliage plants and shrubs to talk about. So this is Acer golden full moon maple. Beautiful lobed leaf. It gets like 10 by 7, hardy down to 20 below. You can see mine is at least 10 feet tall. I had to move it twice, actually, to find a spot that made it happy. It was getting too much sun in the front of the yard, and it's very happy here. We did have to make a support around our air conditioner, though, because that was blowing hot air up and literally killing the branches. So hopefully you can see the really lovely detail on this. Like I said, beautiful leaf, gets a really pretty berry, also has, really pretty leaflets, if I can get in there. Again, this is Acer Golden Full Moon Maple. And I have it over here with some mountain mint and some daylilies. This one is a Ninebark, Physocarpus, and this one is Festivus Gold. Gets 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. You can prune it after it flowers, fertilize it in the spring. It's hardy, zone 3 through 7, likes full sun. You can put it in some mass plantings, which is really nice, but really beautiful yellow-green, and I'm loving it with the daylilies I have in front of it. In the spring, it gets a really pretty white flower, just like a lot of the Ninebarks. So this one is Festivus Gold. It's a native flowering shrub, and it'll stay nice and small, which is really, a benefit. You don't want everything to get gigantic in the garden. Also, this blooms on old wood, and it's got white flowers. Now, another one that I have right here next to it is tiny wine gold, and this actually gets a little bigger, like 5 by 5, but also blooms on new wood. You can put it in a container if you want. Ideally, you don't really want to prune Ninebarks, Physocarpus, because they have that nice vase shape. Great in the fall. You don't have to deadhead them, which is really nice. And the new growth is gold, very disease resistant, which is really nice. You have dozens of white pink flowers in the late spring, and stays a little bit smaller than your average Ninebark, which is really nice, native to North America. Again, it gets a little taller. The flowers are like pink and white, and it's hardy in zones 3 through 7. So this is tiny wine gold Physocarpus, Ninebark. So you can see in this bed that I actually have a lot of pops of that sort of, yellow-green Chartreuse. So back over here, I have a Cypress, Piscifera called Soft Serve Gold, hardy in zones 4 through 8, can get 6 to 10 feet tall, and 5 to 6 feet wide. You can prune it in the spring. I'm going to keep the size controlled a little bit here. I don't want a 10-foot shrub here. It grows in sun or part shade, likes moist, well-drained soil. Very, very pretty for year-round, shape, with that nice sunny yellow color. So it's soft serve gold false cypress. And let's see if we can get in a little closer there. And you can see I have some more daylilies around it. And it's got just a really nice different leaf texture, obviously, than, like the hydrangeas in front of it, or the daylilies, or the fading alliums. And I have other ones on the other side. I have the lemon thread Chemosiporus, and we'll go look at those. Now, these two are the lemon thread branch cypresses. And they're zoned 4 through 8. They get like 3 to 5 feet tall. I have seen them much larger. And again, I do kind of keep these in check as far as height goes. Great for winter interest because they're evergreen. They get like 4 feet wide. Nice airy ferny branches with that whipcord-like branch. That kind of droops, which is nice. Slow growing, semi-dwarf, shrubby variety. It doesn't grow super fast, which is really nice. And the foliage is really pretty in the winter. No real issues with it. It's just a nice, compact, mounding, evergreen conifer shrub with that bright yellow, thread-like foliage. Try to protect it if you can from like strong wind and sun. Like I said, gets like 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, and likes well-drained soil. Zone 4. It's down to -30, so you can't really complain about that. I'm going to see if I can get this dragonfly that's over here in the picture. I'm not sure if he's going to stay there long enough for me to get him. He'll probably just fly away. Lots of dragonflies out there. They're so beautiful. Sorry for the distraction, but these are the little things. So again, there's the two lemon thread cypresses. Puts a nice pop of color here all year round, especially in the wintertime, of course. Now I have a bunch of different heucheras. I don't remember which one this is. I have quite a few. I have guacamole, I have apple twist, as far as the yellow-green ones go. Most of them are hardy zones 4 through 9. They most prefer part shade to shade. Some can take more sun than others. So just check your label and, know your zone, of course. But they're always a great pop. Now, those do die back to the ground here. And so those aren't winter interest. I have it right next to some Palace purple. But, I love the little ruffly leaves. And again, just thinking about your different textures, mixing your different colors here, basically, so you have, your purple and your yellow green, which is, a great combination. So this bed has two nice features. So you have the Japanese forest grass right here, the Heuchera. This is Aureola, zone 5 through 9. Beautiful yellow green, variegated striped leaf. Likes part shade. Here it gets morning sun. And the leaf variegation is affected by the amount of sun that the plant actually gets. So it's this nice striped golden form of the Hakone grass. It is a deciduous grass, and it clumps. It gets like 1.5 feet high. This is about as tall as it ever gets. I also have all gold in another bed, and then back over there, you can see I have a hosta called August Moon. Let's see if I can zoom in there. August Moon, another really beautiful yellow-green hosta, kind of hidden behind my clethra here. Zones 3 through 8. Again, that's as tall as that gets. It's like, 1.5 feet high by 3 feet wide. Part shade to full shade. The hummingbirds love it. And it's got that, really pretty yellow leaf. And it just makes that nice dense mound, which is nice. The leaves are kind of that seersuckered wide oval, sorry. And they're pretty long leaves with a nice strong vein, that open chartreuse green, but it matures to gold as it, gets more and more sun, with the heart-shaped leaves and of course the light lavender flowers. Let's see if I can get a little closer there, because I don't want to climb into the beds, because as I've mentioned, we've had so much rain, things are soaking wet, and I'm really trying not to compact my beds any more than I have to. So like I said, here you can see I have a clethra in front of it, and the Japanese forest grass in front of it to really accent it and pull your eye. And like I said, when I'm up above, I can really see that. It's really, really lovely. So that is August Noon Hosta. Here we have an ornamental oregano called Drops of Jupiter, and it's just starting to bloom. Now this one is in quite a bit of shade. I'm going to go show you the ones that are in full sun. This is zone 4 through 9. It gets like 2 feet tall, 3 feet wide. Great chartreuse yellow leaves with those, mauvey pink flowers that, start kind of at this time. The leaves are edible, but it's not like your typical, it's not like your typical oregano. So here it is, like I said, in the shade. Let me show you what it looks like in the full sun. So here is the Drops of Jupiter in full sun. Attracts a ton of bees and butterflies, and you can see how the bright yellow green over here. Very drought tolerant, resists deer, which is really nice. That beautiful chartreuse color. It does like good drainage. It's getting very bad drainage where I have it in this particular bed, but I've been planting it all over. I have it in the front, I have it on the side, I have it in the back. So I've been doing it a little bit all over. Kind of prefers acidic soil, but I have alkaline soil and it's doing fine. It is a perennial. Like I said, it'll get like 3 feet. I think I have 3 plants in here, and they are flopping a bit. And again, I think just way too much water for where I have them, but great foliage interest here. And with their really pretty flowers, let's zoom into the flowers. So you can see the really pinky purple flowers, and I've got the cone flowers right there behind them. And I've got an aster right behind them that's going to start blooming, as is the helenium and all that stuff. Got a new Agastaki queen, meant to be Queen Nectarine, is back there. So this is Drops of Jupiter oregano. So I have another Cypress here. This is a Hinoki Cypress, zone 4 through 8. Now, I think this was originally compact fern spray. She can't talk, but obviously it's not, because that one only gets like 4 feet tall, and this one clearly is way over my head. Um, full sun to part shade, great winter interest. They're an evergreen, which is really nice. That kind of the branches that flatten out in the horizontal pattern, which is really nice. I'm not sure what this is. Could have, I thought at one point I had Nanagracillus. I think that one died. They don't like wet, poorly drained soils. That's a problem in my yard, period, because everything is poorly drained and wet. um, but really a beautiful specimen. I do almost nothing to it. When I first got it, it was only a few feet tall, and now it's gotten very tall. So let's just walk a little bit closer so you can see the close up on the leaves. Really pretty. They start sort of the darker green, they get lighter, and I mean, it's a really pretty texture, again, against, hydrangeas. That's firelight back there. I have baptisias. I have Acusa dogwood on this side. I have more daylilies that are finished, viburnum, and some grasses. So it's that nice evergreen pop right in the middle of this bed. Well, you've heard me talk about this is my favorite tree, this dawn redwood, a metasequoia. This is Gold Rush, is the variety that I have, can get 70 to 100 feet tall and 15 to 25 feet wide. It prefers full sun. Zones 5 through 9, tolerates deer, tolerates clay soil, which is great, and wet soil, because that's what it's in. Its best color is in full sun. It is a deciduous conifer tree, and it's got that beautiful feathery fern-like foliage, very soft to the touch. The foliage comes out that really pretty light green in spring. It gets a little bit deeper in color as the season goes on. I love it. I think it's such a statement. I can see it from everywhere in my house. And in the fall, it turns a beautiful orange brown in the fall. Absolutely gorgeous dawn redwood. So that's probably my prized possession, and I can't even begin to tell you how much this has grown since we bought it, because obviously that didn't fit in a car. So let's see. I see stuff behind there. Let's go check out. That's brother Stefan hosta. Let's go look at that area back there, and another Japanese forest grass. So back here, I have a couple of things that, again, really draw my eye all the way from the house out to this far corner of my flower beds. So this hosta is called Brother Stefan. Zones 3 through 9, gets like 2 by 3. You can see it's at its full size right now. It's a really nice large hosta, kind of moderate growth rate. That really thick, heavily corrugated and puckered leaf is green with a brilliant gold center. And yeah, it's supposed to be a little slug resistant, but don't count on it if you ask me. Makes a really nice wide clump, and it has flowers. It blooms late spring. It has flowers, like I said, like all the other hostas do, but that's not really why you usually plant them. I have it in a mass planting here. They do attract hummingbirds, which is really nice. And then right behind them, you can see I have spirea double play Big Bang right there. Again, zones 3 through 8. They get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. You can fertilize your spirea in the spring. I do sometimes. They'll take moist, well-drained soil. And again, you want to prune them after they flower. These are really, I love these. They just always look nice. In the spring, they have beautiful clusters of pink flowers. You can go head and deadhead if you want. I don't usually get to it. You can see a big clump back there that, could use some deadheading. It's just, you know, it's a question of what's high on the priority list. I'd rather be pulling out weeds. I've got anemones coming up behind them. The brother Stefan looks really nice. And then right here in front of my burning bush, I have the other Japanese forest grass that I have, which is the all gold variety. So this one is not variegated. So this whole corner really shines with that yellow green. Now I do have some other stuff also over here. And let's take a look. I've got a hosta, another hosta over here. This one is called Autumn Frost, and I have my notes so I don't forget, because even though I do have tags, it's almost impossible to remember all this stuff. This is zone 3 through 9. And it does get the blue flowers. And it's got like a blue-green leaf, but with it like a yellow-green, creamy white margin. Part shade to shade. I think it's getting a little too much sun, and I think it's a little washed out this year because it's been just been so hot that I feel like it's really affected you know, some of the plants. And then the other hosta here with the yellow green, this is Francis Williams, and that's zone 3 through 8. And I would like to actually move this so it gets a little bit more shade. I'm going to move it. I have a lemony lace elderberry that I'm giving up on. I've tried it in 3 different locations over 2 years. I just give up. I really give up. So, but this one again also has that large puckered leaf, which is really nice. Blue-green on the inside, the yellow-green margin on the outside. Gets like 2 feet tall, 5 feet wide. Again, part shade to full shade. Hummingbirds love it. This is Francis Williams, and I've had this one for a long time. It is surviving, but it's definitely getting a little bit more sun than I would like. The problem is that in this bed, when I first moved here, unfortunately, I lost some trees, and this bed was my shade bed. Well, you can see it's now, you know, early afternoon, like just around lunchtime, and this front bed, part of the bed, is still in full sun. I mean, it's starting to move back, but it definitely gets more sun than I planned, unfortunately. So some of the things are doing better. I think a lot of things have, frankly, kind of accommodated the conditions, if you will. So let's go look at that Dianes. Well, I might actually get through this whole video and not have to just do picture overlays, because so far the weather's holding out, even though I heard we were going to have storms again this afternoon. So this is Dianes Winecraft Gold. This I planted new last year. It is, I'm actually a little worried that the roots might be girdled at the bottom. I'm not liking the way it's looking. I haven't cut it at all. I've been trying to just let it do its thing for this year before I maybe shape it up at all. But I love the smoke bush. This one did not get flowers yet. Again, like I said, I'm a little worried that the roots might be girdled on this. You know, you have to be very careful when you're buying plants. Sometimes it helps to take things out of the pot and just take a quick look. So let's go see. I planted a new juniper called Gold Star Chinese juniper. Let's go take a look at that, even though it's very small. So back here, I'm actually going to be moving some stuff. This is actually another tiny wine gold Ninebark back here, but this is the juniper I just planted. It will get like 4 feet by 6 feet, but that's over the course of, you know, 10 years. It's a really pretty yellow gold spreading habit, sun to part shade, zones 4 through 9. So I really like the texture on this Gold Star Chinese juniper. The Ninebark is going to move because I'm going to move my 7 sun heptacodium tree back here because where I have it, I think it's not going to work. I also think I need to move this new little evergreen, this new pine that I got. So I'm not sure where these things are going, but right now, like I said, we've had so much rain that it is soaking wet back here. Just absolutely soaking wet. My sunflowers are not growing. This bed back here is just drenched. So, but on the flip side, the nice part is I have lots of snapdragons that are blooming, and feverfew, cress, amaranth, lots of nice things. So let's go look for some more stuff. So before I walk past it, here's the Heptacodium Temple of Sun, Temple Bloom, sorry, that I need to move because I clearly put it in the wrong place, but it's just getting ready to bloom. I kind of hate to move it, but eventually, obviously, it's going to interfere with the dawn redwood, so that's not going to work. We're supposed to have a cooler week this week, so I really would like to get it moved. I know I'm going to sacrifice the blooms, but I feel like I have to move it now. We'll see. This is a brand new one for me. This is called Glow Girl. It's a birch leaf spirea, zones 3 through 9. Gets like 4 by 4, has a really pretty pink and white flower. Starts out with that really beautiful bud that has like a hint of red. It opens to white spring flowers. Then you have that really pretty yellow foliage. It holds its color well, nice compact habit. Won't burn in the summer, which is nice considering the summer we're having. A really nice hardy plant that looks great all season. And it's native to North America. So this is let's get in there a little better. This is the Glow Girl. And you can see it's really, literally, it's kind of just glowing, which is really pretty. I had a different spirea in here. I took it out. And if you know me, you know I love spireas. So the other ones that I have a ton of are the gold mounds. I have them all over this bed. Let's zoom out a little bit. So I have the gold mound spireas here, and I've got a few more over here. Now, the nice thing about some of the new spireas like Double Play Doozy is they're sterile and they don't spread. This one has spread. I have it in other places. I did not plant all these. They found themselves around, probably with, the voles moving them from place to place. But again, they have the gorgeous spring flowers. They turn really pretty in the fall. I love gold mound spirea. I'd like it not to spread, but it is what it is. Zones 4 through 8. It does like full sun. It doesn't get as much sun right here. Butterflies love it. Tolerates deer for sure, but a really beautiful upright mounded deciduous shrub. Can get like 6 feet tall, typically it says like 3 by 4. Mine get pretty good size, but I've got to say I don't ever come in and chop them down. Butterflies love them. They have that beautiful golden foliage. The leaves are very golden in the spring, and they gradually get a little more of that gold green as the summer progresses, and then they're really beautiful in the fall, as all the spireas are. And then I also have in here, let's see if we can get over there. Hang on. We have some Brunera in here, right down there. I've planted some more euphorbia in here. I just moved a foxglove over here. And then back over here, I don't know. I don't think I'm not sure I'm going to do these elephant ears in here again. I overwintered them. They're doing amazing. I don't know. I haven't decided if I like them or not. So right there, you've got a Sun King Aurelia, obviously not in the sun. It is deciduous, beautiful yellow-green, obviously. Now this gets like 3x3, zones 3 through 9. And it's really a beautiful golden leaf shrub that's great for the shade because it's got that nice bright yellow, which is really nice. Produces a berry, which I have not seen. And it does have a flower, a tiny white flower. Again, haven't seen that either. But maybe just kind of being suffocated. I did move this really big hosta in here, which you probably can't see. We moved that back there because the sprinkler was destroying it. But again, these elephant ears here are humongous. Again, this Brunner is Diane's Gold, zones 4 through 9, blooms early spring to late spring, can take sun to shade. It's got a really pretty blue flower on it when it's blooming, deer resistant, can go in a container and tolerates shade and wet, which is nice. And again, like I said, I also have planted in among it, which I think will be really pretty, especially when they get bigger. I have this euphorbia called Blackbird, which is really pretty. I have another one here called Great Dixter. So different colors, different leaf textures. And I have this right in front of the Gold Mound spirea. So that's Diane's Gold. Now, I don't want you to forget about annuals. This is just your run-of-the-mill sweet potato vine, nothing particular about it. Just a yellow-green sweet potato vine, but you can see that nice pop of color. You also have things like lemon coral sedum is another really nice, chartreuse, lemon yellow, green accent for, that's an annual, in case that's the best thing that you can put in, or you just have a container. Now, I'm not sure how well you can actually see these. This is a chorus Ogon, graceful grasses, from Proven Winners, zones 5 through 11. And I thought this would be really pretty underneath here, part sun to sun. I've actually just ordered quite a few of them, because I think they just make such a lovely accent. They're not big like the Japanese forest grass. They only get like 14 inches by 12 inches. But I think just a really nice, again, different change of texture next to the wee white hydrangea. More annuals. This is a coleus, Ipomea, called Color Blaze Pineapple Brandy. And I have it with Wicked Witch coleus. But I love this one. I have a couple of them in here. And again, coleuses really are not grown for the flowers. These tend to flower less, which is really nice, but a great annual for that pop of yellow-green color. So don't forget about the coleuses. They grow quick and they're easy to grow. Now, my favorite is Spirea Ogon, which is gorgeous. Spring, summer, fall, I absolutely love it. In the spring, you have gorgeous little flowers. You have this really pretty yellow-green chartreuse color that just electric all summer long, turns gorgeous colors in the fall. I have it with some, smoke bushes behind it, Dianes. So you've got the red and the green. Let's just swing back around. So I love Spirea Ogon, zone 4 through 8, loves full sun, butterflies, deer resistant. And I love the little thread-like leaves. Again, looking for different foliage. Here it is against an Ito peony, which is really nice. So this beautiful golden leaf variety of Spirea, different than many of the other ones. And here it is from this direction. So it's kind of sunny to shady here. We've got the yellow green, we've got the blue, we've got the red, we've got the green from the river birches, and the green from the Amsonia. So we've got a little bit of everything going on right here. And the last one I'm going to talk about at all is creeping Jenny, Lysomachia. A great ground cover. It definitely does spread. I think it spreads way more than they say it spreads. And so just be careful where you're planting things. Again, oh, I see lots of weeds. My Betony is finished, so it needs to be deadheaded. My Veronicastrum, with all the weather, has just flopped over unbelievable, and I can't even get sort of near it because the pollinators are all over it. But again, the creeping Jenny has spread throughout this entire bed, and I don't even remember planting it there. So just, you know, a word to the wise. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.